What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Hot Takes with Matt and Hot Sauce, episode number 4. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to break down the David Benavidez card, his performance in Saudi Arabia, and go up and down the card a little bit. Talk a little light heavyweight division, Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez, and also react to a recent picture of Jake Paul. But to start, Kalvin, give me your take on the card in Saudi Arabia this past weekend.
Man, it was a stacked card, man. It was a really big weekend for boxing in general. We saw young cats like Abdullah Mason win his first world title, and now is the current youngest male world champion in the whole world. He did his thing. I still think he needs a few more polishing, He looked young in there. He did his job. He had a really good jab. I just really think he has a little bit more to learn when he gets to the upper echelon in the division. But kudos, shout-outs to him. Then we had Benavidez Rodriguez, who is a monster, dude. And speaking of monster, they're actually trying to get him a big mega fight with the monster. You know what I mean? Anyway, and so it's good to see him just demolish his technique, his angles, his proudness, man. This guy is a monster, Benavidez Rodriguez. Then we had Devin Haney versus Brian Norman, which was kind of decked out to be this all-out slug fight, or maybe Devin being on his bicycle a little bit, so even Brian. But actually, Devin came out on the flip side and stepped to Brian, showed him his power, showed him his stance, and actually catches Brian Norman in the second round and drops him, which I didn't expect that. I don't think a lot of people expected that, but Devin Haney definitely showed his power at the 147 division. And last but not least, we got David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde, which is a tough fight. Anthony Yarde, even though he has 3 knockout losses, they were all the top 3 champions of the world at the time. It's a tough fight for Yarde, man. Benavidez is an absolute monster, just like a nickname. He has some really cool combination, man. I think in one part, Yarde clinched his right hand. Benavidez started going crazy, as young cats call it, spamming the left hand, spamming it, going crazy. Yeah, man, but it was a tough stoppage, 7-round stoppage. It was a tough fight. It was tough to watch Yarde take that much punishment, man. So I think the right call was made. But Benavidez is a monster, man. I don't see anyone giving him issues at 175 right now.
Bro, what I didn't understand was, how did the ref let Benavidez put his hand on the dude's on the back of his head and kind of pull his head down and throw punches? You know, like I don't understand how that was gonna fly. Is it because Benavidez is the best in the division, one of the best fighters in the world? He can get away with that. I just don't understand.
So actually, a lot of people ask me that question too, and so it's the angle that you're watching, the angle of that actual footage. It looks bad because it looks like he's clenching the back of Yarde's head, but actually in the fight, Yarde had David Benavidez's arm clenched. Benavidez's arm was here. He wasn't holding it. He was being held. So while he was being held, he was just working his free hand, what we call in boxing, working free hand. So that shows the referee and the judges that, hey, look, I'm still in the fight. He's holding me. Do something about it. So he wasn't really clipping his head. He was actually being clenched and working the free hand.
Okay, interesting. I appreciate the nuance there. And then, just a little bit more on the card. Devin Haney. How big of a draw is Devin Haney moving forward? He's a big name, but I just question. Yes, he got the knockdown, but I just question. He's got the name, but I just don't think he's a big draw unless he's got the right dance partner, like a Ryan Garcia once again. What do you think about his marketability and his marketability moving forward?
And it's crazy you say that, because about Devin Haney, what makes him so marketable, in my opinion, is his dad, Bill Haney, man. His dad is a real good matchmaker. His dad does a lot of the talking, a lot of the showboating, a lot of the bravado in their camp and stuff. And so I think Bill Haney is going to draw attention to his son. But I think Devin can definitely fight. He's not really known for having knockout power, but he has the experience in the ring with champions like Lomachenko, with Ryan Garcia, but his skills is in his footwork, and he's really hard to hit, and he's very lengthy. I think if you fight somebody like Tank with good issues, I think a rematch with Ryan Garcia would be a really good fight as well too.
So I think for the common sports fan, unless he has the right dance partner like a Ryan Garcia, I question his marketability moving forward. But I think Ryan Garcia, I would love that fight once again. I don't know how much that ostracine had to do with Ryan Garcia's victory. His physique looked very attainable to me. I know it's more about how there's other benefits other than his physique, but I feel like he avoids the weight room quite a bit. Like I saw a video of him going and lifting weights with a YouTuber once, and you can tell he doesn't spend a lot of time in the weight room. What do you make of just kind of your philosophy on lifting weights in the boxing world? And
Yeah.
would you advise Ryan Garcia to lift a little weights? Because it didn't look like his physique was anything he couldn't earn naturally.
This is my theory. You know what I mean? I think lifting weights definitely has a place in boxing. The right type of lifting is more important. So you're not trying to lift like a bodybuilder or physique, right? You're not lifting super heavy weights and getting all bulky and getting all slow. But lifting weights is getting stronger. If you're not getting stronger, then you're getting weaker. So I think everybody that's at the top right now in their division, they are lifting weights. They have some type of weight program, somebody weight coach to help them lift the correct lifts, explosive, resistant bands, anything to make you stronger, give you advantage in the ring. I think is a plus. But I think Ryan Garcia, if he's not already lifting weights, he does find him a really good licensed and experienced lifting coach.
Kalvin has experience against, I would say, two of the top 10 light heavyweights in the world. And so, Kalvin, as a guy who's been around the best, I just want to get your perspective. Who is your top 5 in the light heavyweight division right now?
Number one, for sure, like I said, is going to be, you know what, I'll start from the bottom. So I'll start with number 5. That's a good question. Because we have Benavidez, we have Baval, we have Better Beef, we have Morel, of course. And so number 5 is a toss up. So number 5 really depends on like a pick 'em. So I'll start with number 4. Number 4 would definitely be Morel. Then
Okay.
I would go Baval, then Better Beef. I know Baval beat Better Beef the last match. I go Baval, Better Beef, and then I would go David Benavidez, man. Najee Lopez is definitely top 10. I know you said I had experience against him. I wouldn't necessarily say top 5 yet, maybe even top 7, but definitely he's in the top 10. About one of the, he's just really good fundamentals, and they're moving him really, really, really well throughout his career. But of course, you got the Mexican Monster number 1, which is also I hear that he's going to cruiserweight on his next fight at May, so you may see him also ranked in the top 5 at the cruiserweight division.
Yeah, and talk about that fight a little bit. David Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez. What do you think that fight looks like, and what do you think David Benavidez looks like at 200 pounds?
You know, Benavidez has never been a model for his weight, right? And so people always quote unquote fat shame him from having a dad bod in the ring. But as you and I talked about, man, physique don't win fights. And his hands, you got to throw them hands and win fights. So I don't think cruiserweight is too big of a jump for him because he walks around big already and kind of cuts up for 175. I think that Benavidez' style and at this natural weight at 200 is going to be even more dangerous now. 'Cause now they can fully, truly focus on lifting and actually just his skills and let his hands go. And both guys being a Mexican fighter is going to prove to be a huge Mexican war, in my opinion. We'll see.
If you had to pick one, who are you taking? I know
Oh,
it's not until
Benavidez.
May 2nd, not until May 2nd,
Yeah.
but who are you taking?
Benavidez off the top, man. Even when count started, it may look a little different. I mean, because Joe, so fun fact, Judo used to fight at 68 and 75 before he went to cruiserweight. So it's not like he's been a cruiserweight his entire career or even a heavyweight. So it's gonna be a really good that we're both evenly matched up as a height, weight, skills. Man, it's gonna be a really good fight, man. I'm excited.
You think just skills pay the bills, and Benavidez will just be a little bit too much?
I think so too. Especially the guys, man. They've been training. Maybe it's from Arizona, but he's been in California sparring a lot in Triple G count. So I think they may actually know each other. You know what I mean? They actually may have did a couple rounds together before. So I think it's something they're not letting on, but what they know about each other counts. But definitely gonna be a really good fight.
Jake Paul just earlier today posted on his story some of the sparring partners he brought in, and I'll throw it up on the screen for you guys, but we have Anderson on the far left, you have Frank Sanchez to the left of Jake, and Lawrence Okoli to the right. For me, my biggest takeaway is Jake looks tiny. The two guys to his left are 6'4", and the guy to his right is 6'5". Kalvin, what's your reaction to this picture?
As you said, the biggest reaction is the size difference, man. But we know they're going in. So I never doubted Jake on his camps because he always brings in the best sparring, quote unquote, me when he sparred for Tommy Fury. But he always brings in the best sparring for his camp. So I'm not shocked, but I'm really just like you said, just amazed about the difference in size. The guys you have in camp though, Sanchez, I think he's a southpaw, maybe if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure why he's in camp, or Anthony Johnson, not a southpaw. Big Baby, he has a unique style. It's not really mimics that of Anthony Joshua. And so even they got some good partners in camp, they're not the same size or experience as Anthony Joshua. So I think he's in the right direction, but we'll see though.
Yeah, all those guys. Jake looks so tiny next to them,
Yeah.
but they're all shorter. Like Anthony Joshua 6'6". We have 6'4", 6'4", and 6'5". Anthony Joshua is 6'6". So
Yes, sir.
Jake
getting
likes
close.
to wear big shoes with a little extra support in there for his height.
Yeah.
And when you have the boxing flats on, you can't really hide that. And he
Yeah.
looks tiny out there. And Kalvin discussed it many times. You sparred against him. How tall do you think Jake Paul is?
Man, Max, I'm talking about like Max 5'10", man.
That's
5'10".
crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I respectfully disagree. Even though I've seen him in person. I've seen Jake in person. You got a much better look than I did. I'm giving him just touching 6 or high 5'11". That's where I'm at with him.
He had on platform
pictures.
shoes, right? He had on platform shoes when you saw him.
Oh, no. He had his flats, open workout. He had his flats on,
Okay.
open workout. So,
Okay.
Yeah, down in Orlando, Florida. So
Were you looking up at the ring when he was working out?
he was getting an interview next to a guy who was about 6'3", and he didn't look that short.
Okay.
So to me, he looked like he's just touching 6. Like if I had to guess, he's going to the doctor's office. I think he's 5'11" something, but I think he can get away with saying I'm 6 foot. That's
I tell you think I am, Matt. You have to guess.
I think you're just touching 6 foot.
Okay. And then the picture, Jake Paul and I, side by side in the ring with, like you call, boxing flats. Did we look the same height?
I think you got him by about half an inch. I think you got him by about half an inch. So, like I said, I think you get away with saying he's 6 feet tall, but I go about 5'11" and a half. That would be my thing. So, I think you're a legit 6. He can get away with saying he's 6 feet tall.
Gotcha.
So that's where I'm at with that. But I mean, this is going to be.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. How do you think Benavidez pairs up against Jake Paul at cruiserweight?
Not well. I think Jake destroys him.
I thought you was talking about Jake, but you talking about Benavidez. Okay.
No. I'm kidding. I'm obviously kidding. And I think Jake has said that before. Like, Jake is very. I don't know what the word is. I mean, if you want to say a little bit delusional. But the fact that he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, but I have heard Jake in the past say, I would never fight David Benavidez. That guy's a monster. But now he signed up to fight Anthony Joshua. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Jake's the kind of guy to fight someone who fights at 135 and then fight a guy who's 255. So him in weight and size and age, I don't think everything's clicking there. But yeah, no, Benavidez would absolutely wreck Jake Paul. So
you have to write that wrong. I got you. It could be, like I said, Anthony Joshua has been dropped before. He's been beaten by knockout a couple times now. So I think Jake and his team may see a chink in his armor, right? Benavidez is undefeated, never been whooped. He had one draw in his career, and he was actually fighting the flu during that fight. And it's the only kind of way that he looked not like a monster. He instantly rematched the guy in the next fight, beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? So I think that no one sees a chink right now in Benavidez's armor versus Anthony Joshua. So maybe that's what he's thinking about.
That's fair. So that'll be a good point for us to stop, Kalvin. You enjoy your weekend, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. Punch that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you soon.
Make good choices.
Let's go.